Let's talk alliances, the subject of your new report. You argue that the United States' approach to its alliances isn't as coherent as it could be. What does that mean?
America's alliances are a source of great strength for the United States, but unfortunately polarization here in Washington has made it difficult for us to get our approach right. On the right side of the polarization, you have too much focus on the military aspect of alliances. On the left, too little concern about the costs that the United States might incur from them. So what we need is a clear-eyed approach that measures costs and benefits to allies, and that's what we've tried to achieve in this report.
You analyzed 7 alliances, 3 in Europe and 4 in the Indo-Pacific region, across 8 areas of competition with China. That's a pretty broad sweep. What stood out to you?
You know, it was really interesting, and I learned a lot from doing this report. One thing that was really clear is the importance of Japan as an ally when it comes to strategic competition with China. Japan is not only important militarily and becoming more so as Tokyo spends more on defense, it's also really important when it comes to soft power, economic power, and technology. It was also interesting to think about our European allies, who have, frankly, limited military capability in the Indo-Pacific. But if you think about the nature of strategic competition with China, they can make real contributions in those other economic, technological, and soft power areas. Then you have some allies like the Philippines and South Korea, which are also valuable and can help, but bring with them the risk of entanglement.
Let's talk Trump. His approach to alliances, tariffs, public scolding about defense spending, it always makes headlines. Do you think the administration's hardball approach will work in the long run?
Look, there's no question that the United States has the right to seek a better economic deal with countries around the world. The question is whether or not all these tariffs and the scolding are going too far in using up America's diplomatic capital, which is a precious resource that we have in maintaining strong relations with allies like the one that we study in this report. We see declining levels of trust in the United States as a consequence of these moves. And the question that I have is whether or not in the long run, American interests will actually be served in strategic competition with China.
If you had to write one sentence to summarize your take on American alliances right now, what would it be?
America needs to understand that allies can make the nation stronger in strategic competition with China, but it needs to be shrewder in its approach with them. We don't need a revolution in our alliances, but we need to be clear-eyed about what they can and can't offer the United States. That's what the American people deserve.